Yeah. Welcome to the Black Cat Panther podcast. Come on in, wipe your feet off on the mat. Y'all already know what time it is. It's time to get into it as we do. Carolina Panthers, Frank Reich. Is he out of touch? Is he a guy that seems to be dinosaur mode for the Carolina Panthers? What's going on? We have to get down to the bottom of it. We talked about what we saw from the last two preseason games, and I tell you, man, this is one of those ones where I'm not I'm not shocked in what I saw because the vanillaness, which that's a brand new word I just created, it's so damn vanilla. It's in its own lane over here. Now, can we expect to win and really come out in this next preseason game and be able to showcase anything? Because I hope y'all know we're so far behind, we're going to have to play our players at least almost a half because every snap counts. But before we do anything else, come on in, wipe your feet off on the mat. Y'all already know what time it is. Shout out to the members in the chat. 704, what it do? What's up with your family? Brother C, what's happening with you? Man, it's good to see you. It's one of those things where you got to understand where you lie if you're out of date. You got to understand where your lane is if you're not that guy offensively. Elizabeth Lassiter, what's happening with you? Shout out to you. You got to understand as a guy that's past his prime, past his time, past his moment, you got to understand what you have. And let's look no further than the definition. Let's get to it. I'm going to break it on down for you. I had to go to my brother Webster. I really did. My brother Webster, the definition of out of date, gone out of style or fashion, outmoded, obsolete. So you gotta understand, this is one of those things where you look around and you say, how far out of date are we? There's levels to it on this one. I'm gonna tell you that right now. There's levels to this on now. But I'm gonna get into that as we do. I got a lot of information that I want to bring up to you. I'm gonna give y'all the ups, the downs from preseason and that loss to the Giants. I'm gonna talk about some of everything, man. You know, we're gonna get into it. Let me cam up for you. What's going on with y'all? Appreciate y'all in the chat. Make sure y'all hit that like button on y'all way on in, and make sure y'all subscribe if you haven't already. That's right. Where Marquise Haynes, Mad Chatter, he's a no-show. You can say it with me, no show. Man, I pray he let Thomas Brown call the plays the whole game. Look, Elizabeth, that seems to be Frank's Achilles heel. He can't sit back and allow somebody to come out and really take it in a direction that he can't control. See, the thing about being a control freak is you want to have your hands on every single aspect of or detail of everything. Sometimes you got to know when to just fall back. You have to know when to fall back. I love Frank. Frank is our new adoptive stepbrother. That's how we're looking at him right now in Carolina. But right now, Frank has his too many hands in the pot stirring. There's too many hands in the pot stirring. You have the young and the upcoming guy in Thomas Brown. If this guy is like how he say, if he is Sean McVay 2.0, you give him the reins, you let him see what he can muster up offensively for your young quarterback in Bryce Young. Oh, man, Chatter said get rid of YGM. Shout out to Mo Boy Thunder. He said pick the little guy as opposed to the prototype. We seen do damage, sabotage not in. The numbers for the Panthers to win. Man, look at here. Where do we start? Y'all know how I felt about the quarterback picking in the selection that we had. I'm not going to sit here and say Bryce is not a good choice. Bryce is still a good choice. But to me, I always thought that AR would have been the better choice because when all else fails, he has the physical size, the prototypical arm to get out there and still make plays. But that's here nor there. I'm out. I'm not. You're not gonna hear me mention AR no more because it's like one of those things where I'm just crying over spilt milk. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to what we have here for this young quarterback, what we saw in 2 preseason games, the dinking, the dunking, the real vanilla play caller. I mean, like I said, can I get a little bit of strawberry? Can we get some Neapolitan? Can we get some chocolate mixed in with that a little bit? In the first half, we saw no chocolate. We saw no strawberry. It was pure vanilla. But in spite of pure vanilla, Bryce Young didn't have the worst day. I mean, let's be real. Bryce Young didn't have the worst day. He didn't have an exceptionally well day, but it causes us, and a lot of people like to look at it like this. When you have a young quarterback like Bryce Young, a young guy that's so small, you have to surround him with weapons. You must give him everything that he needs. And in the running back room, we saw a lot of guys step up this week. I'm a huge Spencer Brown guy. I like Spencer Brown. He's came into my radar for the last 2 weeks, and I'm rooting for him. Blackshear is a guy that's not on my radar, but we saw him step up a little bit last week. You know, he had a couple of plays here and there. Like I said, he burst out on the scene for 31 yards, and he scored off of 8 carries. So, you know, it's one of those things where the running back room, to me, lacks thunder. We got lightning in one guy, but we lack that thunder to go with the lightning to make a full, complete storm. We don't have that. So I like Spencer Brown. I hope he get more opportunities there. Shy Smith had a good game. Like I said, he should see an increase in time this week coming up for this game, this very last game that we got coming up this week. But then, you know, I'm trying to figure out how I feel about some of these defensive players that we went out and spent some money on and brought in here. Like offensive linebacker Kobe Jones. I'm still trying to feel like how I feel on him. He had a decent week against the Jets, but come on, bro. I mean, at this point in time, you should be leading the way, and I'm just not seeing it from him. It leaves a taste in my mouth to me saying that I expect more from a guy that's made multiple Pro Bowls. You know what I'm saying? To be out here and coming to a new team, and you should be trying to lead the way for this young regime. Because I mean, essentially, he's on a what? 1 year, 2 year deal, 1 year deal? Come on, bro. But back to my opening. When it comes to what we saw in the second half of the game, we saw Matt Corral come out. The first attempt of what he did in the second half didn't work. But then when they started running the RPO, we see Matt Corral move the ball methodically down the field. We see Matt Corral come down the field, boom, play after play after play, running with his legs, finding guys open down the field. Like I said, it was a thing to see it, and Matt Corral to me didn't look bad. Then I'm sitting here and I'm saying to myself, I said, well, let me not get too excited. But then Jake Luton coming into the game, and it's like Jake Luton, he lights it up when he comes in there, because I'm saying, okay, what are we doing different here? What are we doing different here? And from what I gained from it, your boy Thomas Brown said, okay, let me go out here. Let me scheme, open some of these guys. Let me do a couple of misdirection plays here and there. Let me, you know, I'm not going to do the typical screens and stuff like that you would see that's so vanilla. But once again, Luton is what, 6'4", 6'5"? He has the size to see the entire field. That's how he had the ability to put that ball over the top into the corner of the end zone when my man Greg Jennings could get it. So, I mean, that's one of those things where you got to look at it. The size matter. You're right, Leo. He might be too small. He just might be too small. But you're right. Oh, see, we get to see the great Jack Campbell this week right here. I can't wait. I told the Panthers that should have been one of our picks. We should have made everything hell and high water to go out and get that guy. Now we're going to have to see him come out and dominate against us. Corral looked a little more comfortable as it went on. Yeah, 704. Every quarterback in the second half had the ability to come in and move the football. And I said immediately then, God damn it, that's coaching. So what we have been seeing, the inability to move the football in the first half is all Frank Reich and his outdated style, his outdated taste. And a lot of people like to say maybe just Bryce just not it right now. We have to give Bryce the adequate time before we say he's not it. Because we've seen him come out and as a rookie, out of the three guys, out of AR-15, out of CJ Stroud, he's been the one guy that's been consistent in his play. He hasn't thrown any picks. He hasn't gone and done anything, outlandish at the quarterback position. It's just he hasn't wowed anybody. See, we're so used to the wow. Give me the next big play. Give me the next great thing. We haven't seen that from Bryce Young. The closest thing to a wow that we have gotten in the preseason was Jake Luton making that touchdown in the corner of the end zone. It was beautiful. The ball placement was there. I mean, he put it only where Jennings could get it, right over the top. Cornerback didn't have a chance at it. I love it. I think Luton can move his way up this quarterback tree too. But I'm going to be real with you guys. Bryce, I have yet to see competent play calling with Bryce Young yet. And until I see that, I have to reserve the right on me coming out and saying he way too little to do anything. Or I have to reserve the right on me saying, like, Bryce is I ain't going to say he a bust or anything. That's too strong of a statement to make right now. It's too premature. But from our expectations of what we thought Bryce could be, he has not lived up to any of that in preseason. Because remember, the first week or two, first month or so, it was so bad they were telling Frank Reich to shut the hell up because he was over there basically pimping Bryce out to the media. He was gluten and glamoring and skinning and grinning every 5 minutes about Bryce and how advanced he was and how great he was. But then you come out here to this field and you don't see the greatness. Like, what am I missing? You can't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. I don't understand it. Like, so that's why we got hype built up. The hype just ensued. It got bigger and bigger and bigger. But it's because we were expecting greatness to come out here, and Bryce he didn't even have a sample size to give us that. But we were relying on this coaching staff because we were saying that no matter what goes on this field with this coaching staff, I can trust and rely on them to keep everything afloat. Now you come out here, the coaching staff has failed us within the first couple of games of the preseason. Coaching staff has failed us. I'm going to just be real. I'm keeping it frank, like I'm keeping it 100. The coaching staff has failed us. James Campen, to me, is struggling as an offensive line coach to put any variation out there. Whatever the hell he taught Ike Ekwonu, like I said, the communication mentally just is not there. Right now, like everybody's on him, Ike Ekwonu, for missing that sack that came off the blind side last week against Thibodeau. But you got to understand, it was a miscommunication. He was thinking one thing with the protection, and it was completely something else, and Thibodeau came free. So like I said, once he get out of his own mind, he'll be fine. I got faith in Ike Ekwonu. I really do. I got faith in Ike Ekwonu. These other cats, look, I heard people say they're going to move Ike Ekwonu into the left guard position because they feel like he is underwhelming at left tackle right now. Be mindful. This guy was our number 6 overall draft pick, the highest pick selection, the best lineman, the best tackle out of that draft class, and you want to move him to guard because you're not fulfilled with what you're seeing from him right now. This all to me stinks from one side of the trash can, and it comes from the coaching side of the trash can. No matter what we do, it all, like Dano said, it all gonna come right back to me. You know what I'm saying? It's all gonna come back. You have to understand that without competent coaching, none of these players will be in the right position to succeed. And I think that this coaching staff, we overhyped them. We gassed them up. And I just say we as the vast majority. I'm not just singling anybody out on that. I'm saying we, as Panther Nation, we gassed those guys up. They could do no wrong. Because you had senior and you had the youth on this coaching staff. The seniority, you said, hey, have seen everything in the book. The Jim Caldwells, the Dom Capers, they've seen everything. Frank Reich have seen everything up under the sun. Thomas Brown, new young innovative mind. McCown, young innovative mind, just came from quarterbacking himself. Now, he's seen every system in the NFL. Is that a good thing or is that a bad thing? Look, it's one of those things where you got to understand my expectations for this season have not changed. I will expect to see in this next game, the last game, they're going to have to dress out probably when most teams wouldn't even dress for the last game. We're going to have to dress because we're so far behind on the snaps. We have to get to it. It's one of those things where we're behind. Like I said, there's so many moving parts on this team right now. You got to get the offensive line together. Okay, yes, Chandler Zavala was put in. I like the addition of having him on right guard. But then you look at left tackle. Soon as you get, look, let's use the analogy of the water hose. You got a hole in your water hose on the right side. You fix it. You plug it over. You patch that. Then you got a water spot on the other side. Now you got to fix that. Before you know it, you got multiple holes on each side of this hose. Come on, man. At what point do we have to sit down and say, can we buy a new water hose? Because what we have here is just, it's patchwork. It's patchwork. I like the offensive line as constructed, but we know in a year or two, Taylor Moton, we're going to have to look to replace him. Austin Corbett is on a 2-year deal after this because he's already did 2 out of the 3 years of his deal. So we're going to have to look to re-sign him in a year after this. Bradley Bozeman just re-upped for 3 years. Bradley Ike Ekwonu is on his rookie deal for the next 3-4 years. You can even run the 5th-year option on this cat because he was in the first round. Brady Christensen is the question mark here. Do you re-sign him for longevity? Or do you blow this whole line up after this year and try to make sure? Because if this line underachieves this year, you're going to have to blow this entire line back up and find the right pieces to put in there. Because you have a quarterback that's 5'9". He's one of the smallest quarterbacks that's ever been drafted. And you got to make sure you protect him. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Let me get to the chat, man. Let me show the chat some love, man. If y'all ain't here, man, make sure y'all chat it up with your boy. Whew, I had to get that off my chest, man. I think, man, like I said to everybody in the chat, don't get me wrong when it comes to Frank Reich. I like Frank Reich. I just think that he is trapped in the times. Like, you remember when players used to say Tom Coughlin from the Giants was old school? No matter what he do, he was old school. He was trapped doing stuff a certain way. It's because he's out of touch. That's why I put the definition on the screen: out of date, out of touch. This guy is out of touch with offensive plays right now. He's just not there when it comes to play calling. But shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Mad Chatter, what's going on? He was talking about Luton being 6'6". Yeah, and that really made a difference. Shout out to my dog Poppin'. What it do, fam? Luton is the answer. Here we go. 704 already cutting up. Bryce on the play, 5 drives. Kind of hard to judge him on that. Well, what I look at when it comes to the drives, I look at 1, can he control the offense? 2, is he looking to find his reads? I'm looking at boom, boom, boom. 1, 2, 3, 4. How fast can he find them reads and get that ball out of his hand? Or also what I'm looking at, if it breaks down, do he take off or throw the ball away? With him being so small, the chances of him taking off are slim to none. Because him being so small, you don't want him to take any hits. So he has to get rid of that ball, throw it away. That's why you saw him a couple of times threw it away into the stands. This is one of those things, man. We are focusing on what we can do to make this team better. What I expect to see coming forward. You're going to see a bunch of more snaps in this next game because, like I said, we have to get these boys war ready. And what way to get us war ready better than getting us in the trenches? Getting us into some snaps. Frank has a run first to set up the pass, whereas Brown puts the ball in quarterback favorable positions with his innovative play calling. Shout out to Jamie Harrison for that. DT and Bennett look better than Bryce. Then Jamie Harrison says Thomas Brown offense is built a lot on levels of concepts in which we provide short and immediate and deep read to the same side of the field. That makes the game easier. That also makes him predictable. If that's the case, I hate to say it, Jamie Harrison, that'll make him a hella predictable if that's what you're saying. So let's get to it. Mo Thunder Boys say, no me. You saw the system starting to work. They scrapped the whole thing. Well, they had to. I mean, because like I said, Frank has to relinquish the play calling and give it to Brown because from what I saw out of that game, Frank had his sets and it wasn't working. But Brown with lesser talent. Now let's agree. Matt Corral, Jake Luton, and all those boys are lesser talent. And they look better than the starters. I hate to say that. With lesser talent, those boys look better than the starters. I'm just putting it out there. There's no way, no shape or form that Jake Luton should come out here and outperform Bryce Young on any side of this planet. You get what I'm saying? Bryce Young is a number 1 overall pick. Luton is a walk-on. Come on, man. And he was doing it against inferior. Well, you got to look at it. I think that we were going up against their 2s, maybe their 3s. We were scoring, though. All of our picks fuck off for the next couple of years. This ain't looking good. So let me tell y'all something. This right here is going to be the first year that we put it all together. You got to understand, we're in a rebuild right now. Anybody who don't want to recognize we're in a rebuild, we're in a full rebuild. Right now, the Carolina Panthers have broken it down. Think about it. We brought in brand new coaching on both sides of the football. We established new philosophies on both sides of the football. Defensively, we switched to the 3-4. We kept a handful of players like Brian Burns, J.C. Horn, and Derek Brown, and we built around them on defense. And Frankie Luvu. We built around those guys. We brought in undrafted rookies. We brought in drafted guys, and we fit them all around these guys and put them in place. Lets you know that we're in a full rebuild. That means your team, if you're in a rebuild, your team is not very good. If you're in a rebuild, your team is not very good at the moment. You have to understand that. So, to anybody that's listening and watching, I don't want to discourage you. Like I said, I know a lot of you guys had high expectations for the season. So did I. But we have to temper those expectations for what we're seeing on the field. It looks like this year we could struggle offensively. The defense looked fine. The defense looked fine, but I'm telling you, this is one of those ones where we still got to see. A man said, what positions do you think we should target after roster cuts? Cornerback should be number one, bruh. Cornerback, running back, and then I think we should look to bring in another weapon, another skill position weapon at the receiver room. So if we can get in the corner, because we know Dante Jackson is always hurt. Oh, shout out to C. He just said it. Dante Jackson hurt. Like I said, there's nothing new. He always hurt every year, 4 years in a row. I was expecting that. He's always hurt. So therefore, we need to bulk up this cornerback room because I watched Rowe. Rowe's supposed to be that guy in this defense, but I saw them get a touchdown on the top of Rowe yesterday. I'm just saying. The last game, touchdown went over the top, and Rowe was the only safety help in the whole area. And they got a touchdown right on top of him. So, I mean, I know a lot of people saying, okay, yeah, you could fit him in, put a square peg into a round hole. No, sir. We done did this long enough. Jamie Robinson is not ready. At the cornerback position, J.C. Horn is all we got. Reich was getting embarrassed a little bit. So we need to get another body in right there to help solidify that corner room. We need to get a running back in. I like Spencer Brown, but it seems to be the coaching staff is hesitant on giving him a full opportunity. I don't understand why. The guy has showcased nothing but, great runs since he's been in this preseason. He's been probably one of the only bright lights. But they seem to want to, give Blackshear opportunities. I'm one of those ones, if you give me an opportunity, I'm going to kick the door down and I'm going to take it. I'm not going to wait on nobody. You know what I'm saying? I can't get an opportunity waiting on somebody else. You miss opportunities waiting on other people. So, yeah. We're going to find out soon enough when we play Bijan Robinson in a couple of weeks. Ooh, Rock Jones, let me tell you something. I saw Bijan yesterday. And the first play of the game for the Falcons, Bijan Robinson took off for like a 15-yard run. I said, oh, my God. Bijan, the young rookie. So I'm saying to myself then, I'm trying to relax and pump the brakes because he going to be on our ass. Shout out to Life's Quick Journey, man. What's going on? Jalen said we need a power back big time. I said go get Fournette. We definitely need to target, like I said, running backs, cornerbacks. I think we're good in the pass rushing department because every chance I get, excuse me, I see somebody jumping off the screen with another sack here and there. There's always somebody getting to the quarterback pretty decently. So that's why I'm saying they've improved the pass rush from last year because the pass rush was, left us all to be desired more. But it's looking good this year. I fully expect Brian Burns to come out and be that guy. But there was another guy got a sack, and I think it was Raekwon Williams, the big dude, 92. 92, he came to play yesterday. He was one of those guys, like I said, he was all over the field. He made his presence felt. I think that having this pass rush now that we got and these big bodies is going to make a huge difference. It's going to make a huge difference. Do you think the Panthers trade or bring in free just to fix our team weaknesses? Them boys ain't making no trades. Come on now. We talking about the Panthers now. We talking about the Panthers, bro. Last thing they're gonna do is make any more trades because one, they can't afford to give up any more picks. We don't have a first round pick next year, and judging off the past, we've been burned with the other picks, so we can't afford to give up any more picks as it is. So trading is off the table. You're gonna have to pick up somebody via free agency because you can't afford to give up anything else. Look, if you're just getting in here, come on in, wipe your feet off on the mat, like, subscribe. I'm getting ready to open up the StreamYard to anybody. Like I said, there's so much stuff that I feel like I could get off my chest tonight based off of what we saw from the Panthers, from the Giants. Like I said, the explosiveness of this team has yet to come yet, but I know it's going to be here at some point in time. At some point in time in the season, we're going to be able to say offensively it's starting to click. When? If you want my honest opinion, it may take us partially. We might not see any offense at least the first 3 games, bro. We have to click. It has to be cohesiveness. And I like the team. Like, first of all, against Atlanta, I'm looking at Atlanta right now. Atlanta has the depth to really get out there and punch us in the throat. And you don't want to tangle with them for too long. So we can put points up on the board. We must be able to strategically out-coach them. And that'll be our best advantage of beating Atlanta. He said, we just signed the DB. Well, damn, I ain't get it out my mouth good enough. Signed Troy Hill. Oh, boy, we just signed Troy Hill. Here we go. Instead of we go get somebody that's worth a damn, we always go to the dollar store with these guys. It's one of those things, man. We will see it by week 7. My man said we're going to see offensively a change by week 7. Okay, that's respectable. I expect that. And for us, week 7 is the bye week. We'll see it by week 7. That's funny. Nobody that's left is worth a damn. Man, Elizabeth Lazarus, oh, you killing me, man. Shout out to Lizzie. Man, we appreciate you. Look, could have got Breland. I told you, Bashard Breland was always sitting there. Real laid-back guy, man. We had the chance to interview him. Yeah, really cool laid-back guy, man. We appreciate you. Yes, sir. Scott needs to get fired. He's on the hot seat. Well, damn, Emmanuel, pump the brakes. Pump the brakes. Why are we trying to get rid of Scott now? Like, what? Okay, I get it. The way you're looking at it as Scott is responsible for this offensive line. Scott is responsible for bringing in Thielen. He's responsible for bringing in some of these guys, Demir Bird, and it's just not really manifested into what you thought it would. He's responsible for Hayden Hurst, Miles Sanders. Well, he tried his best to build his team up because this is what I was telling you guys before. Up under Rule, we were so bad. It was such a bonfire. We could not expect free agents to sign here. We couldn't expect, like I said, the scouting department wasn't drafting worth a damn. It was a bonfire. But now Scott is trying to right all the wrongs of the Rule regime. We just have to give him a little more time because he really only been here for a year. Scott has only been here for a year, man. This is one of those things where you got to give him time. You got to sit back and look at this thing for what it is. When he first came in through the door, he had to wait his turn to be the GM. I don't know in what circumstance do a GM get hired and say, hey, no, we got this other dude doing your job. You sit back and wait till time for you to do your job. What? That's what happened. So you got to understand, he's just getting in to where he can, start making some changes for this team. I like Scott Fitterer. I have not gotten to the point where I'm fed up with Scott Fitterer yet because he's trying his best. But Scott Fitterer is looking, you got to look at it from how he's looking at it, though. He's saying, okay, we did 3 years under Matt Rule and we cluster fuck it. We did not do it the correct way. Meaning we didn't draft well, meaning we didn't get any free agents. And in that time, the 3 years, we didn't pay anybody. We got rid of Hassan Reddick. We got rid of Gilmore and all those guys. We got all of them the hell up out of here. So, I give Scott Fitterer at least another year. Just another year. Shout out to Zach. We got Troy Hill. I would give him another year, bro. Only because we have to give him time to fully build this roster the correct way. There's no GM that could inherit this roster from Matt Rule and make lemons out of lemonade. I'm just going to be real with you. This roster was so bad. He had a bunch of Temple and Baylor players here, and we were the Baylor Panthers. But you got to understand that those guys aren't even fourth string caliber. The Bravion Roys and the Nixons and all that we just got up out of here, those boys weren't even fourth string. They were somebody's fifth string. They D-League. If there's a such thing as a D-League in football, they were D-League. But we kept holding on to them because Matt Rule loved those boys. So therefore, every time you look, the competition level with us and everybody else is so different. Why you think you see the Chargers competing? Why you think you see Kansas City look so good? Why you think you see Baltimore, all these other teams here in the NFC and the AFC look so good? Because one, they draft well, and their GM knows exactly when to pull the plug on free agents. You got to understand the situation that we're in. Oh, dumbass was giving away draft picks, a third round, a second round, and a fifth round for Sam Darnold. Boom, that's 2 picks you gave up, and you want to die on the Sam Darnold cross. You can't do that. Then they gave up picks for C.J. Henderson, another player they trade for. You can't do that. They gave up a fifth round pick for Gilmore. Now, he played worth his contract. For what we got him for, he was good. He made a Pro Bowl here with us. But you got to understand, man, we got rid of a lot of guys. We're in the process of getting rid of a lot of guys that had no business being on this roster. Excuse me. There's a lot of guys that has to go. Like Michael Jordan. Per instance, he's still left over from that Rule regime. He has to go. There's no perfect world where Michael Jordan is going to be that guy. He's never going to be that guy. First play in, him and Cam Irvin, last game, I saw them got pushed right the hell out the way. Right out the way. So I'm under the impression Scott Fitterer needs enough time to get fresh faces in the building, and we can't, like he said, we can't afford to waste draft picks. That's the future of the team. Because if we do, we're going to have to pay some of these players that's on this roster, and you're going to be in real trouble then. You're going to be in real trouble when you look around and you got to pay a J.C. Horn. You're going to have to pay a Derek Brown. J.C. Horn is going to command $20 million a year. I hope you know that. Derek Brown is going to command $20 to $25 million a year. I hope you know that. Brian Burns is going to be $25 million a year at least. Then we got Luvu coming up after that. He got another year on his deal. There's a lot of players we're going to have to pay, and you're going to have to sit back and say on every level, who do you keep? Who do you look around to the draft to try to pick? There's something that we always said. In drafts, you should be looking for offensive linemen, linebackers, and you should get plenty of cornerbacks out of your drafts. The fact that we haven't done any of that tells us where we sit as a franchise right now. Think about it. What linebacker have we taken out of the draft other than Brandon Smith? And where did we get Brandon Smith? To get good talent from the linebacker position, you're supposed to go in the first or the second round. We got that cat out the fourth round, and we still don't know what he is. That's all I'm saying. We still don't know what he is. You don't know what kind of player he's going to be. We gotten to the point now where we got these guys in here, and they're not manifesting because, one, Rule them didn't take the time to teach those guys, and they can't get their full potential out of them. And now you expect this new regime. Frank Reich is on borrowed time. I hope y'all know that. Him coming in through this door, he has 1 year to evaluate this roster, get it to the best way, get it to the, get it up and running. If he ain't showing progress by next year, they're going to be putting his head on the chopping block. And by year 3, he'll be out of here just like Rule if he don't get it together. Because if he come out this year and Frank Reich only wins 5 games, the fan base is going to go crazy. Fan base is going to go nuts. Because we've already sat behind Matt Rule for 3 years with no wins. So we don't have the patience. It's already, the building already on fire for him. I hope he know that. That's why when he went up to that podium last week and he said, I got to watch the tape, you saw everybody started scattering. Everybody got antsy. Because we've heard and seen this before. We done had 3 years of seeing this. That's one of those things. Whew. Ain't grab an offensive lineman to the 4th. Oh, 704, you already know. These guys, like I said, you got to start picking your talent a lot more wiser. You got the scouting department for a reason, bro. Like, this scouting department has to be one of the worst outside of the first and second round. Because anything in the later rounds, they don't hit on it. They really don't. O-line as strong as wet Kleenex. Shout out to Lord Aiken, man. Remember, Rule shot down Hurney drafting Herbert. Oh, my God. Don't hurt my soul like that. Rock Jones, yes, I do remember that. And we later on went to get Sam Darnold. Look, Jordan is the worst O-line player I've ever seen. You know it's that. We're going to draft a guard in the second round if it wasn't for the Falcons. Well, I'm going to tell you like this. You guys got to understand that in the next upcoming draft, be it as it may, we don't have a first round pick. And the second round pick that we got, it ain't a high second round pick. So you're going to have to figure it all out with only 5 to 6 picks again. Like, how can you build a franchise when you only got 5 picks to really pick from, to really choose from? That's why I say it's going to take at least 2 to 3 more years for us to get the quality depth that we need. Now, I'm not saying we can't win. I'm just saying the quality depth that we need in positions. That way, if somebody go down, it's next man up mentality, and we can keep it moving. Shout out to Rock Jones. He say, guys, every year teams find starters in the later rounds, especially offensive linemen. So our scouting department has to do better. Oh, you're right. You're right. Our scouting department are probably the lower half of the league because you remember Luke Kuechly, the great legend. Luke Kuechly went on to that scouting department and he said, okay, let me allow myself to be a part of this, figure out how they do things. Let's look at some talent. Let's evaluate some guys and get them on in here. Well, look what happened. Luke Kuechly quit after about 2 months. He was like, nah, man, I'm not feeling this. I get here, and it's not what I thought it was. Let me get the hell on. You ran away a Hall of Famer in the scouting department. Where they do that at? Appreciate you, Daryl88. Hit that like button if you're coming on in here. Wipe your feet off on the mat, man. It's a beautiful Sunday evening. You're kicking it with your boy, Dub Q. Come on in here, man. We're going to have to trade for picks. Well, 704, the way how I see it, in order to trade for picks, you're going to have to give up a player. And I'm going to be real with you. I have been sitting down thinking this thing out. Me and Goat done talk about this. Even me and Wolf talked about this. Who's the most expendable player on this team? Offensively and defensively. Think about it for a minute. The most expendable person that you can give up and get value for right now. I hate to tell you, the only person that I would give up if I had to, if I'm thinking about the future for next year, it's not Burns. You need Burns as much. You need that guy is so vital to our success. You guys just don't even have a clue on how important it is for Burns. Derek Brown is the most expendable person on this entire team. You want to know why? Because they went out and they got Shy Tuttle, his identical match, put up the same numbers as he did last year. Derek Brown is a young tackle under 25 years old. He has the ability to take double teams and triple teams. He hasn't break out and had a Pro Bowl year. Had he had a Pro Bowl year already, you could get a first-round pick. You can get multiple first-round picks for him. But be it as it may, his talent and his upside, you could say, hey, somebody would be willing to give you a first-round pick for him, even a high second round. So you can get value for a guy like that, because I'm going to tell you like this. Tuttle would be the guy most people would say, okay, well, we just got him. Let's put him on out there. Well, Derek Brown's value is way bigger than Tuttle's. Tuttle is a guy that came in so far. He's pushing Derek Brown. He's pushing Derek Brown to be better. So you got to look at it like this. You got to look at it like this when it comes to Derek Brown. The guy, Tuttle, is on a 2-year deal for the Carolina Panthers. He's on a 2-year deal, and if he comes out and have a better year than Derek Brown, they're going to keep him and sign him up long term versus paying two guys $20 million. Because in 2 years, they're going to have to pay both of those guys. They're going to have to pay Tuttle, and they're going to have to pay Derek Brown. So who you think they're going to keep? They're going to keep the one that's more productive. So that's what I'm saying. Derek Brown might be on the way out if he don't get his stuff together in the next year. I know it's a little outlandish, but just think about it. Think about it. If you got two players at the same position that can do the same things, and one of them right now is going to cost you $20 million, and the other one, you got less than that. You got him on a $9-10 million deal. Who you think they're going to keep? My man said Tuttle was not in Brown's class. Hey, man, it is what it is. Like I say, the link right there, if y'all think I'm a little off on that, click the link. I put it in the chat. I'm just talking about going forward in the future. If you had somebody you want to give up for a draft pick, more than likely, teams are going to call for Derek Brown versus Tuttle, because Tuttle's a little bit older. Derek Brown is younger. He has more value. So you got to understand what I'm saying on that. Big men are harder to find. But if the Panthers had to make a hard choice, they're going to probably have to make that choice right there, because they're already committed to Brian Burns. Let's see. Tuttle would be a little cheaper. He on a 3-year deal. And he on a 3-year deal. You don't have to worry about him for 3 years, is what I'm saying. You got to sign Derek Brown after next year. Panthers need to stop with all these vet days off. That's called moving backwards. Legend has it. Hey, shout out to you, Legend has it. We are the Panthers. We have been moving backwards. The whole damn franchise been moving backwards. I hate to tell you that. I mean, I can't be no more blunt than that. Legend has it. I love our team, but we haven't tasted in 7 years playoffs. I'm hungry for the playoffs, bro. I want to make the playoffs. But if you're looking at Scott Fitter and a move that he's more likely to make, that's probably going to be one of the moves he's going to make. You just got to sit back and watch. Now, when this happened in a year and a half, I'm going to come back to this live and I'm going to say, I told you. Y'all call me crazy, but I say, I told you. I've been doing pretty good. I've been pretty good on the predictions, too. It's okay, though. Like I said, if you're just getting in here, like, comment, subscribe. Come on into the building. Your boy Dub Q is in the building, man, and we get into it as we do. This is a beautiful Sunday evening. And, come on in and chill with your boy. My man said, Derek is an impact player. Trading him is like losing on purpose. Well, welcome to the Panthers. I said, come on, legend has it. We've been trying to look. You want me to tell you the truth or you want me to lie to you? How you want it? You want me to look you in your face and lie or you want me to look you in the face and tell you the truth? That's all I want to know. Because if you think you think these boys here give a damn in Carolina, you think they give a damn, they don't. They'd have been made some of these moves if they really gave a damn. All they worrying about this year right here is setting the standard for Bryce Young and making sure that this team is cohesive enough to get out there and put up numbers on the field. The boy don't give a damn about nothing else look like. If they did, they would show it. That's all I'm saying. If the Panthers did, they would have made some moves by now. And you would see them go after a running back because that seems to be the position of need. You would see them win. If they were trying to win right now, they would have got a running back. They would have went and got a cornerback. And they would have took their time and got a skilled position player to help out. Because Terrence Marshall Jr. just went down with back injuries. How productive you think he's going to be this season? That's all I'm saying. So if you think they really give a damn that much, I hate to tell you the truth. But legend has it, they're still out there waiting. They're still waiting to make a productive move for you. Never know, man. They might be waiting till the last week of the season, last week of the preseason to make a move. I'm under the impression, like I said, we had some great takeaways coming from the last two games. As far as player personnel and any moves that the Panthers are going to make, we'll probably see that after the last preseason game. So I expect that fully to happen after this Lions game. If we're going to bring anybody, if we're going to pull anybody on in, because it'll be time to cut down the roster to the 53-man. And we got to kind of see how everything's stacked. Scott is done making moves. He's still cooking like always. Oh, okay. You say he ain't done. You got a lot of faith over here. Legend has it. I like Scott, but Scott is a little slow when it comes to making moves that we feel like should be a no-brainer. Like he's a little slow to making those moves that we feel like he should make. Like it's clear right now. Sign Leonard Fournette. It's clear. Sign a running back. Hell, I don't care who you sign. It's only going to cost $1 million or $2 million. Anyone know anything about Troy Hill? Is he good or what? The fact that ain't none of us know that about Troy Hill tells you everything you need to know. I never heard of him. Y'all never heard of him. That lets you know he's in a class by himself. That's all that needs to be known. So, Jalen, man, come on, Jalen, don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. You're right, Supernova. Chuba ain't the answer. All I want to see is Bryce Young scramble out of that pocket. More because of the O-line is trash. He 5'11", 168. That's all I had. I know they ain't signed no cornerback. 5'11", 168 pounds. What the hell? Oh my God. Or now legend has it say if you don't know Troy Hill, you don't watch enough football. Here we go. Legend has it. Since you got all the answers, you come and tell me something about Troy Hill. Since you got all the answers, click the link. Come on in. He's solid. Man, that boy, if this the Troy Hill that I know, that I heard of, this boy here is third string quality. If this the Troy Hill that I know of, because I know you ain't sticking your chest out for no damn Troy Hill. That's all I ask. I know you ain't sticking your chest out for Troy Hill. We always have somebody that's ready to do that. See, that can't be right, my guy. Look, if we sign a 5'11" cornerback, what are we doing here, man? What are we doing here, man? He's from the Rams. You want to know why we signed him? Because we have the Rams DB. We had the Rams DB coach. That's why we signed him. They just went and got another motherfucker off of waivers, basically, that he was comfortable with. That's all they did. Come on, bruh. I ain't Googling this motherfucker because I know who he is, see? That boy ain't worth a damn. I know exactly who the fuck Troy Hill is. I want my boy Legend Has It to tell me about Troy Hill. Because Troy Hill is the same motherfucker that Cooley is our D-backs coach. Cooley wanted his ass over here. He's solid. Familiar with every role system. Come on, Legend Has It. You slipping. Come on now. Come on, tell me what you get. That boy ain't got no damn numbers. Third string at best. 31 years. Lord have mercy. Legend has it, if he's so solid, why are we picking him up right now? If he's so solid, his ass would have been on the roster. He wouldn't have got cut. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It's another camp body. It's just another guy. I hate to say that. He might have a chance to come out here, but he's just deaf at best, bro. Legend has it say he'd be our third corner. No, sir. No, sir. You got JC, Action Jackson whenever he get back. You got Rowe. Rowe is the third corner right now. Come on, man. I'm not putting that boy in no damn starting. I'm not putting him in no, sir. I don't give a damn what his highlight look like. He gonna have to show me. I didn't tell y'all about pulling all these dollar store motherfuckers off the street. I didn't tell y'all about that. He's currently better than CJ. If we be nigga, you better than CJ. 704 better than CJ. Any motherfucker off the street better than CJ. That ain't saying nothing. If I was a GM, CJ would have been cut last year. 9 days, we'll know who is who. Lord have mercy. Y'all, the nigga gonna say he better than CJ. Like, that been some big shit to say. You know, he'll probably be better than CJ. Let's give him a chance. I'm giving him a chance. He on the roster. Shit. What do you want me to do? I ain't kissing his ass. Elizabeth, don't laugh, man. Come on, man. I done been through it with these cornerbacks. I remember last year, We signed a motherfucker off the street. The bitch retired in camp, bro. The nigga retired in camp. He did 1-2 days of camp and retired. We can't keep these motherfuckers on the field. Come on, man. Hollywood said, I said it. The more things change for this team, the more they stay with the same. Yeah, man. Bro. Scott Fitterer, I don't know who evaluates the talent for the cornerback position, but goddamn it, they need bifocals, trifocals, they need all kind of glasses for their ass. Because it don't make no sense, bro. I can tell you, they should let me be the fucking GM. Hey, let me be GM. I'll pick a motherfucker. I'll pick somebody worth a damn. Control Hill ain't shit. Why even waste the roster space? Why even waste the goddamn money to bring him in here when you know he ain't gonna be shit? What's the point? I'm to the point now, man. I'm had enough of these guys that they steady bringing in here that ain't worth a damn. That's all I'm saying. But don't mind me. Don't mind me. I'm just a motherfucker that want to win. I want to win. That's all. All I want to do is win. Don't make no damn sense. I'm going to put it up on the screen. The available free agent corners. Because obviously, y'all boys don't... Yeah, come on, man. Some damn Troy Hill. Like he's somebody. Man, get the hell on. We got Dalton Reisner sitting there at offensive guard. I would have pulled the trigger on him. But thank God Chandler Zavala had looked pretty good in the last game. So, you know, it's okay. My man said you got to watch other teams. How the fuck you know what I'm watching? Huh? I told you who exactly Hill was. The motherfucker from the Rams. I told you Cooley, who's our defensive back coach, brought his ass up in here because he knew him. What part of that? You ain't the only motherfucker got the NFL package. All right. I'm going to let Buddy live. I'm just let you be great. I ain't want nothing but peace, Bubba. Nothing but peace. I'm to the point now where it's just one of those things, driver. One of those things, driver. I want Scott Fitterer to make a move that's worth a damn. Tired of bringing in these hills, and we already got a hill here. Camus Gruger Hill, Camp Warrior. Don't play worth a damn in the game. You're right, see, these motherfuckers hard-headed. Hard-headed than hell. Rock Jones said, we going to win. Stay positive, dog. Keep pounding. Rock Jones, I appreciate you, my boy. We might get a corner next draft. Jalen. We ain't got no first round pick, Jalen. We going to spend our naked ass second pick on a damn corner. All right. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to let you be great, Jalen. Some damn legend has it. Yeah, well. Hey, man, look, if y'all just get in here, make sure y'all wipe your feet off on the mat. Show that love, man. Like the video. It's plenty of y'all in here to like the video. Please do us that favor. Click like. I ain't cussed nobody out tonight yet, so, you know, at least you can do is like the video. I appreciate you. No matter what they say about y'all, I appreciate you. Man. Now, I had another topic that I was going to talk about, and it was basically about the perception of the Panthers on the national media and what they think of us. Uh, I sat back and I watched this on the national media. I sat back and saw how did they talk about Bryce Young in his first showing, and when Bryce Young goes out there and have 35 yards after a couple of showings, they really took their time and they were somewhat clowning us. They were somewhat clowning us on the national media, man. It seems like old dog, same new dog, same old tricks. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing that's changed there. But you know what? This is one of those things where you gotta understand that we are. This is why our media is the way it is because they don't tune in. They're not as of depth into things that we are. So, Rock, who was that earlier? Legend has it. I have to watch the Panthers all day long because the media ain't gonna do that shit. So I got to be the one to bring y'all the real. Now, granted, there is more teams other than the Panthers. Eh, eh, eh. Yeah, you know how I feel about that. In case you didn't know, come on, man. I wouldn't be covering the team if I wanted to watch everybody else. Shout out to my shout out to Hollywood. Talking about you okay by yourself tonight? Oh, you know how I do, Hollywood. I always thug it out, bro. No biggie. Everybody, I think Goat got some stuff going on. Pop got some stuff going on. J Issue got some stuff going on, and Wiley is over there drinking down German beers. So it's all right. It's all right, driver. I don't mind thugging it out. You know what I'm saying? But I tell you like this. Tomorrow, I'm gonna be on everybody's ass tomorrow. You can bet that. I'm gonna be on everybody's ass tomorrow. Cause I got some stuff I'm gonna let y'all know right now as we get ready for the Friday game. This is going to be big because the showcasing of what we need to see from this offense is going to really, really, really let us know how we're going to look at the beginning of the season. And yeah, Chess, Chess. What's your name? Cheshire Cat. I almost say Hillshire Cat, like Hillshire sausage. What do you mean I'm not myself? No, I ain't got nobody to cuss out today. And Jalen, you're right. Frank at the damn podium showing all 32 of his damn teeth. Look at his dumb ass. I saw him at the podium today talking, and I said to myself, this has to be one of the craziest mother. The cat crazy, man. The cat is crazy, man. Like I said, he need to relinquish all play calling duties to Thomas Brown. Therefore, we can see what Thomas Brown is as an offensive coordinator. We can evaluate his strengths and his weaknesses of his play calling. So that way we can see what we got, bro. I'm not gonna keep wasting time on fucking Frank, man. Frank really, the son of a bitch don't got a clue. I realize he don't have a clue in what the fuck he talking about, man. So yeah, it's one of those things where I don't even pay Frank no mind no more. He can get up at that damn podium and skin and grin all fucking night. You won't hear me say shit about Frank no more. Because I'm not respecting him anymore. I don't have any respect for Frank Reich. Appreciate that, Hollywood. You're right. Let him call a damn plays. It's one of those ones, man. I'm not starting it no damn more. 704 talking about he don't mess with Frank. Shit. It's Chester Cat. It's just spelled different. No, Chester. I see a damn T in the Chester down there. I don't see no goddamn T in Cheshire. Boy, I tell you. But I like the name though. I ain't had nothing else better to do, Chester. Shout out to Chester Cat, man. I love your name. You heard about the playbook though? It's mixed with Thomas Brown's and Frank Reich schemes. That is Thomas 60 and Frank 40. Well, from what they said, they compared a lot of what the Rams do and a lot of what Indianapolis do. And yeah, the Indianapolis part of the playbook is really gonna get Frank fired. So he better lean towards the more what they were doing in LA because LA was a proven winner. Those boys won a Super Bowl over there. I mean, what they did is foolproof. What we doing right now with that Matt Ryan playbook from Indianapolis is gonna get a motherfucker out the door. And I tell y'all that. So I mean, look, this is one of those ones where Frank Wright has left a sour taste in my mouth, and I'm really just trying to get it out. I have tried the Altoid, I've tried bubble gum, I've tried even lemonade, and I can't get that sour ass taste out of my mouth from what Frank Wright has done so far. In 2 games out of the preseason, it's just one of those days, bro. So excuse the hell out of me if I'm going to wait to see if Frank can pull his head out of his ass. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. But we're going to be right back up in your face in the middle of the week. I'm telling y'all right now, this is going to be a good week for us. We got another feature coming for y'all. Y'all already know, man, this Friday is going to be big. We're going to have your boy back in the house. Pantherology will be in the building this Friday. Y'all don't want to miss it. Game day. And this is going to be sweet, man, because like I said, that's my South Carolina brethren, and you know I really appreciate having him on, man. I'm a huge fan of what he does over there. So if you haven't already, make sure you go over there and subscribe to his channel. We're going to be doing a lot of collabs amongst each other because dude does some dope content, man. So make sure y'all show him some love too. Shout out to Morgan Captain Mo. He told me he leaned on that playbook, that Andrew Luck playbook. You damn right. It's gonna get his ass fired too. So don't tell him nothing. I'm to the point now where Cool Hand Luke can't call no plays for me. I'm calling Frank Cool Hand Luke because he bring his ass up to that podium. He's skinning, he grinning, and he not taking this shit seriously, man. Look, he's so safe that he is fucking his own self. Literally. I told you, he not gonna fuck me again. He might fuck all y'all, but he ain't gonna fuck me again. It's not happening. I'm unfuckable. Just had to put that out there for y'all. So this is one of those things, man. We will be back tomorrow at some point in time tomorrow, probably afternoon. If not, then it'll be GOAT Talk. So pull on up, support the GOAT. Make sure our meet and greet, you are there November 19th, 18th and the 19th. Please be in the building. Y'all don't want to miss it. Free food, all kind of activities. We on Lake Wiley. So I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a joyous event. You don't want to miss it. It's on the screen right there. I'm going to put the link in the bottom of the video if you want to come back. Eventbrite, where you can reserve your spot. Make sure you do that. It'll drop the location and everything to you. So make sure y'all show that love in the chat. This has been your boy, Dub Q. Yeah. He said, he talking about I'm back. Hey, man, it's been a while since I thugged it out with y'all, man. You know, but I missed it. Anyway, y'all niggas have a good night.